Okay, as promised, this touchcast is on the trolley problem. The trolley problem is a classic thought experiment in philosophy, and it was initially proposed by the philosopher Philippa Foot. The problem goes something like this. Let me give you Philippa Foot's version here. There's a trolley, and the trolley is speeding down a track. The driver of the trolley is knocked out or is not paying attention or is just not a part of the equation. And the trolley is speeding down the track toward a group of five people who are inexplicably on the track. The trolley is going to hit these five people unless something happens. Now, prior to the trolley hitting those five people, there's a turnoff on the track, and there's one person standing there on that turnoff. You happen to be standing next to a switch. If you pull the switch, the trolley will divert, killing one person rather than five. And so the question is, would you pull the switch? Now, I've done this particular thought experiment in probably 15 or 16 different classes with over 1,000 students so far. And about 80% of the people that I survey on this particular question say they would pull the switch. And for them, it's a very simple calculation. They say it's a lot better to kill one person, to allow this trolley to kill one person, than to sacrifice the lives of five people. And that if you can do something, if you can pull that switch and save the lives of those five people, even though one other person is going to die, it's okay. It's something that needs to happen. Now, this is connected to a lot of real-life issues. For example, think about when President Truman decided to drop the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Truman knew that hundreds of thousands of people were going to be killed by that atomic bomb. However, he believed that the killing of those hundreds of thousands of people was outweighed by the number of American lives and Japanese lives that were going to be saved in the South Pacific if the war were to continue on for 2 to 3 more years. And so he decided that dropping that atomic bomb was the right thing to do. So, like I said, 80% of people, when confronted with this particular situation, will pull the switch, killing the one man and saving the five. Now, what's interesting, and what Philippa Foot noticed when she started looking at this particular question, is that it matters to us greatly who these people are. Now, you'll have noticed, if you're taking the class, that I gave you one variant of the problem where your grandmother happens to be on the other side of the track. And a lot of you guys were not willing to pull the switch to save those five people if your grandmother's on the other side of the track. And what that highlights is that there are particular people, particular classes of people, etc., that are more valuable to us than others. But what I find the most interesting about this particular thought experiment is the variant, and that's what I call the fat man variant. The fat man variant, this is a variant to the thought experiment that I found somewhere. I don't remember who did it. It might have been from Philippa Foot. I can't remember. But the variant goes something like this. Instead of being a forked track, the trolley's on a straight track heading toward five people. You happen to be above the trolley track on a bridge, and on that bridge is a very, very large man. If you push the fat man off the bridge, the fat man has enough bulk that he's going to stop the trolley, and he will derail it, saving the lives of those five people. Now, what fascinates me, and what I still can't perfectly explain, is that when I ask this question to my students, and I've asked this question to close to 1,000 students, roughly 80% refuse to push the fat man. Now, what you'll notice is that the proportions are shifted. They're, in essence, flipped, right? 80% were willing to kill the one man who just happened to be on the track, but 80% are unwilling to kill the fat man. Why does this happen? Now, I've got a couple of theories, and these are just my own personal theories. I think in one respect, we are much more willing to do something immoral if we are separated from the action. So in the case where you're pulling the lever, you're not directly pushing the man. The other is the direct control. If I push the fat man causes the trolley's derailment, and his death is the ultimate end, okay? But if I pull that lever, the trolley, the man may get off the track. His death isn't the thing that causes the trolley not to kill those 5 people. So those are my theories. That's all I